Guys, what is going on? Arnaldo here speaking. And today I wanted to talk to you a little bit about a common misconception that happens a lot in today's market and watch world, okay? A lot of people will come in and they are misguided a little bit by the fact that when we talk reference numbers on a watch, guys, they do not change because of the dial of the watch, okay? That is not one of the reasons why the reference numbers on these Rolexes change, okay? For example, we have here two watches that are exactly the same, okay? The reference numbers for these watches are 126331. They're both 126331, although one of them has a Wimbledon dial, okay, and the other one has a chocolate dial. All right, so as you can see, both these watches are the same but with different dials, and the reference numbers are exactly the same. So what does change the reference numbers on these watches? Okay, the first thing that will change the reference number on these watches is obviously if it's a different model, okay, than a Datejust, for example, a Daytona or a Submariner, that would change the reference number completely. Now, let's say we are talking about the same model watch, okay? What would change the reference number on this watch versus another Datejust? The first thing is gonna be the size. The size would change. Now, depending on the variation of the watch, of the material, of the bezel, then the reference numbers would be, like, for example, on this particular watch, if it's a 36, okay, two-tone with a smooth bezel, okay, it is a 126201, okay? That would make it a 36 two-tone rose gold with a smooth bezel, okay? What is the other thing that will change the reference numbers on the watch? The bezel itself. So for example, guys, this watch will come exactly like this, but with a smooth bezel, and that would change the reference number on the watch, okay? What is the third thing that would change the reference number on the watch? The third thing would be the actual material of the watch, okay? So if it's two-tone, for example, on these watches, it will end with a 1, okay? If it's all steel, for example, and it's a smooth bezel, it will end with a 0. And then what is the last thing that would change the reference number on the watch? Well, the last thing that would change the reference number on the watch, it's obviously the age of the watch, okay? So for example, the older models of these Datejusts, instead of being 1-2s, are 1-1s. What is the difference between the older and this one? Would be the size of the casing would be a little thicker, a little bigger. Those are true 41s. These are more considered 40s, okay? So before the year 2020, okay, the reference numbers would have changed on these particular models, okay? And it would have brought a 1-1 reference instead of a 1-2-6-3-3-1. All right, guys? So dropping some basic knowledge on these Rolexes here and that common misconception that dials change the reference numbers. They do not, okay? By the way, one last thing. You know what also does not change the reference numbers on it? The actual band, okay? If it's an Oyster band or a Jubilee band, the reference number would be the same on this watch, okay? So that is another common misconception that maybe we'll talk in the next video, okay? But for now, thank you so much. Thank you for watching. If you do like our videos, click like and subscribe. And Arnaldo here. Catch you on the next one.